In our previous videos, we have mentioned numerous times that sugar is a toxic food and that sugar consumption should be restricted. But actually we have a limit regarding sugar. In other words, consuming excessive amounts of sugar leads to various diseases. What is the topic of this video? What is the maximum amount of sugar we can consume, and what amount is considered risky for us? Utilize the numbers in this video in your everyday life and never surpass these numbers. Actually, those who know me will remember. He will remember that I have repeatedly said that he needs to eliminate the amount of sugar in general, that we do not like sugar, and that sugar is one of the main causes of disease. We are getting incredible feedback from our patients with the 21-day sugar-free diet we apply at Heart 360 Clinic. Blood sugar dropping seriously, blood pressure dropping, reaching level where we will cut some of medications. In general, we greatly limit the quantity of sugar in the 3 to 6 month follow-ups we implement. We are trying to reset as much as possible, and in this way, we can achieve remission, that is, regression, in some diseases that have emerged. We generally don't like sugar. According to the World Health Organization, the amount of consumed sugar should generally be less than 10% of total calories. In other words, if we consume 2,000 calories per day, we can have a max of 200 calories from sugar. Actually, this is excessive for us because we usually consume other carbs along with the sugar quantity. If you consume 1,500-2,000 calories, WHO allows about 150-200 grams of sugar for the day. This is a large amount. This class corresponds to around 60 grams in men and around 45 grams in women. And this amount is not enough to protect us from diabetes. If a person severely restricts carbohydrates during the day, they can only tolerate this amount of sugar consumption. However, typically processed carbohydrates, such as bread and other sweets, tend to pose a problem for us when fruits are also consumed, as this increases the overall amount. At CALP 360, we are implementing more of the recommendations by the American Heart Association, AHA. This signifies 9 teaspoons of sugar for males and 6 teaspoons of sugar for females. This means approximately 30 to 35 grams for males and approximately 25 grams for females. This is a more accurate measure for us. The World Health Measure has drawn a more comfortable limit in this regard. But the American Heart Association has drawn sharper boundaries for us. We generally do not recommend sugar consumption over 30 to 35 grams in men. We don't want women to consume over 25 g of sugar, and I'd like you to know this too. Sugar is actually usually hidden. In daily life, even someone who does not have a habit of consuming sugar in tea is actually exposed to hidden sources of sugar. Processed foods are crucial. For instance, about 4 to 10 grams of sugar are found in a tablespoon of ketchup. A portion of fruit you consume daily contains around 10 grams of sugar. Again, processed foods contain a large amount of sugar. What I'm trying to say is, do not try to complete the amount of sugar, try to eliminate the amount of extra sugar you consume in your daily life. If processed foods are already consumed in the daily diet and packaged foods are also consumed during the day, usually this sugar amount is already exceeded. Even with 2 servings of fruit, which we generally recommend consuming in healthy places, we reach 20 grams of sugar in a day. Don't attempt to reach the quantity of sugar. Strive to restrict sugar. However, sir, if you wish to ascertain the maximum amount of sugar you can consume, I advise that you never surpass 35 grams for men and 25 grams for women. Excessive sugar is toxic. Sugar is the main cause of diabetes and hypertension, leading to global health concerns. While we have mechanisms to excrete salt, they are disrupted due to excessive consumption of sugary and carbohydrate-rich foods. Excessive secretion of insulin causes an increase in water and salt in the body, leading to edema and high blood pressure. I can even go as far as to say this: the most frequent cause of high blood pressure on a global scale is actually carbohydrates. Our bodies have mechanisms to excrete salt. Due to consuming sugary products with a carb-focused diet, we can't excrete this salt and it starts accumulating in our bodies. Excessive sugar is responsible for salt. We should generally refrain from consuming sugar in our diet. As per a recommendation from a cardiologist, try to generally decrease the quantity of sugar. Except for fruit, I mentioned in our previous videos, healthy individuals can consume 2 servings of fruit during the day, and the sugar won't be a trouble. On the contrary, consuming 2 servings of fruit is a healthy practice, and they are foods that should be included in a healthy diet. Before concluding the video, I can't skip mentioning that one of the biggest sources of sugar is fruit juices and colas. Actually, we consume a lot of sugar. Also, believe me, there is no need to go separately to consume dessert and separately to add sugar to tea. The amount of sugar should be kept to a minimum, and a sustainable diet made with minimum sugar is the basic nutritional approach of the Heart 360 Clinic. We apply the modified Mediterranean diet, which we named the DASH protocol, to our patients to stop hypertension. And in this location, there is no room for sugar. Sugar should generally be restricted and ideally reduced to zero. Farewell and take care.